So hey guys, I'm going to be talking about my trip in today's video. So if you want to hear how my trip went, stick around. So like I said, I was going to Crystal Beach. I thought it was also like a part of Galveston, but technically it's east of Galveston, and yeah, anyway, it don't matter. But anyway, so the first day we really didn't do much. We just kind of like hung out at our little house that we were staying in, and my dad and his brother and the friend that went on vacation went with us on vacation. They were out drinking, and then later on, like that night that we got there, and me and the girls, we went to the beach at night, and we were, picking up seashells and just, having a good time and all that stuff. And then the next day, we also went to the beach, because that's what we were there for. We went to the beach. We were there for quite a few hours, honestly, like 4 or 5 hours. I got sunburn on my legs. I don't know if you can see that. It's not as bad as it was, but when I first got back to the house, my legs were like really, really, really sunburnt, like really bad. So yeah, we did go to the beach. We did do a little souvenir shopping on that day as well. Or we tried to. I think that was the night we also got pizza or something. I don't really remember at this point because I have a bad memory. But yeah, I think we did a little souvenir shopping. We got some pizza, or maybe we got pizza the first night. I really don't remember, honestly. But one night we had lasagna, and it took forever for it to be cooked. So that was either the third night or the second night. I can't really remember because my memory's bad, like really, really bad. But it took us hours and hours and hours to eat. So we were all so hungry by the time the lasagna was ready. My dad's friend Jeff, he had made the lasagna, and he brought some corn to go along with it. And it was such a good dinner. So I can't remember which night that exactly was. I think it was the second night. Yeah, I think so. Then the third day, yeah, it was the second night, because the first night we had pizza, and the second night we had his lasagna and corn, which is really good. Which the second night took forever for the lasagna to cook, because we had to defrost it first and then put it in the microwave. So that's what took it so long. And if you hear noises, it's my turtles scratching around in their little aquarium over there. So sorry if you can hear that. Okay, so the third day, we went souvenir shopping in Galveston. So we took the ferry over to Galveston, and we went to this one store. It looked like it really didn't have anything that I would like, but I did find a Beanie Baby there and a book, which, if you guys know me, you know I collect books and Beanie Babies. So I'm lucky to have found something in that store. But a lot of it was overpriced, and a lot of it looked like stuff that my dad would probably buy, So we pretty much did that. We didn't really go to the beach that day because we were all so tired. We had lunch in Galveston as well. And then later on, we went back. It took us like an hour, like almost an hour or 2 hours to get on the ferry and go back over to Crystal Beach, where we were staying, which again is east of Galveston. And so we also ended up going out to dinner. It was my mom, me, Jeff, his wife, and my aunt and uncle, because my dad didn't really want to go, and my grandma didn't either, because my grandma had gone to lunch with us in Galveston, and she had gone souvenir shopping, so she was tired and she wasn't hungry, and I honestly wasn't hungry either, but I still wanted to, go out and still do something, and so we, actually first we did do some souvenir shopping in Crystal Beach, and then we hopped onto the ferry and then went over to, Galveston. But before, we went out to dinner, I had given my dad, Jeff, and his wife souvenirs that I had picked up for them, because I wanted them to at least have a souvenir. I also got my uncle a souvenir too. So yeah, I wanted everybody to have at least one souvenir from Crystal Beach. And the funny thing is, it's not really funny, but it's really cool to have learned that Jeff's wife, Margaret, she had actually lived in Galveston for quite a few years. I don't know if she lived exactly on Crystal Beach or if she lived in Galveston or whatever, but she had lived in Galveston before. So it was kind of interesting. She hadn't been there in years, even though she used to live there like a long time ago for quite a few years. This was her first time back in a while, so that was really cool to learn. So anyway, we went to this one restaurant in Crystal Beach, which Crystal Beach is a little bit smaller than Galveston. It's not as crowded, and it doesn't have as much tourist stuff to do there, but that's okay. Like, there are a few gift shops and stuff. Like, there are a few souvenir shops. Like, that's okay. That's why we went to Galveston, to go shopping a little bit. But we get to this restaurant and we sit down to eat, obviously. And I had lunch that day that was like, fish or whatever, like, 'cause that's what Crystal Beach and Galveston are all about. So in Galveston, I had like fish. And so when we went back to Crystal Beach and we went out to eat this other time, I just got like chicken nuggets, and they were actually really good. And I wasn't really hungry, but I finished like all the chicken nuggets that I had on my plate. And we put some we put some french fries in the to-go box because we were going to feed them to the seagulls. But yeah, and then we went back to our cabin, or whatever, not our cabin, but our beach house that we were staying in. So I also have like a funny story time to add in to this part real quick before I get on to our fourth day. So, crazy story, Randy was with the guys when we went like to the Galveston side to go shopping. Randy had escaped, and he had run towards this wedding that was like right next door to us. Like, they were across from us actually, but we knew like they were having a wedding. So he was like, he literally slipped out through the gates or whatever it was. He slipped out through the gate, and he just kept on running and running and running until he finally got tired and was done peeing on everything. But yeah, he literally ran to that wedding, was trying to join the wedding over there. He's a crazy dog. He's over there too, by the way. Randy, say hi. Say hi, Randy. Say hi to the video. But yeah, he literally ran away, and I have shorts that I wanted to post, but I wanted to explain the story first before people like jump to conclusions. It's like, he ran away because he slipped out the door. He just wanted to explore. Like, he wanted to explore so badly. He wanted to go see these other people because he's been seeing us all day, every day. And he's probably tired of just seeing us and just staying in that fenced-in area or whatever. And we did take them to the beach a few times. So yeah, Randy escaped from us. And I also have another story time before I get to day 4. I can't remember. I'm pretty sure this was the second night that we were there. The second day we were there. Yeah, it was the second day, because we had this canopy that we had brought with us to sit on the beach. And if you don't know, canopies are really expensive. They're like $50 to $60. That's pretty expensive for a canopy, but they're really, really good to have on the beach because you can go under there and, sit and not get sunburned. I still unfortunately got sunburned. But anyway, I was sitting inside reading because I wanted to like finish a book or two while I was there. I actually finished 4, by the way, not to brag, but anyway. So we were sitting inside, and the next thing I know, my aunt comes in and says that Margaret was shouting at this man because he was trying to steal our canopy. And little fun fact, they had asked my dad, they were like, hey, do you want to take this back now? And he's like, no, we'll come back and get it later, this canopy that we had brought on vacation with us. And so that's when like this man came later and tried to steal our tent. And my dad's friend Jeff was so mad. I have never seen him raise his voice or get that ugly with anybody. He was so pissed. So he takes off and goes down there to get our canopy. And my mom's like, he can't do that, get that down there by himself. So they load up in the car and they go down there. And Jeff was talking to the ladies that were sitting right next to us, and she was telling Jeff that they told him, like, literally that was somebody's property and that they're right there, because, like, our house was overlooking the beach just about. Like, our porch was, like, right in front of us, and we could see to the beach, like, where our canopy was. So she was telling this man, like, hey, they're gonna come back. Like, they're literally right up there. They can see the beach from where they're at. And he didn't care. He still tried to steal this canopy in broad daylight. And luckily, Margaret saw him and started screaming at him. So if it wasn't for her, our canopy would have been stolen. And we were sitting on the deck. So our deck is pretty high up. And where we were, they were quite a few yards away from us on the beach, because you could drive on the beach. I could hear Jeff yelling at this man. Like, he went off on him. It was so funny to me. I don't know, because I've never seen him raise his voice ever. But, like, from where we were and from where he was quite a bit away from us, but we could hear him yelling at this guy from the beach. And my dad was kind of like, he was also kind of getting into it, but he wasn't really, like, mean about it. Like, he still said, God bless this man or whatever. He was still nice about it. And Jeff was, like, so pissed at this guy. He's like, don't you steal from us? And I don't know. I couldn't hear him, but I could hear, like, him. I couldn't hear what he was saying, but I could hear him yelling from where we were. I'm sorry, I don't mean to laugh, but it was so funny. Like, how dare you try to steal? Like, especially in the daylight. Like, what the frick is wrong with this person, honestly? And my mom had also saw this guy, and she said he was really creepy looking. He was in his van or whatever, so I don't know if maybe he was a pedophile or what. But my mom said he was really creepy looking, and yeah. And I guess he lives in his van, because they were looking there and they saw all his stuff in there. And he also made the argument that if he had left 2 beach chairs down on the beach, left him for 2 hours, he would assume nobody's coming back to get them. And somebody would take them. And so he's trying to, like, basically defend himself for being a thief, which I don't understand personally. You're a thief is a thief. And that argument was really, really stupid, because, like, some of the chairs, yes, they can be quite expensive, but most of them are like $10. This canopy was almost $50-$60. I'm not sure how much it was, but it was pretty expensive. And so, yeah, that was a crazy experience, and I've never seen Jeff get so mad. He was yelling at this man. It was so funny. But yeah, I hope that man never steals again, because he might get another confrontation like Jeff gave him. Like, Jeff didn't hurt him or anything. He didn't like try to hit him or beat him up or anything. He was just yelling at this man. And my dad was still nice enough to say, God bless you. He was, like, really nice about it. And I would have been like, I wouldn't have blessed him at all. Like, my dad was yelling at him a little bit too. Like, tomorrow this canopy is going to be here and don't you effing touch it or whatever. And my uncle was later laughing at that video because my dad had said that. Oh, and he also said that he must be a Democrat if he thinks it's for free, which I don't know. I'm not saying that all Democrats are like that. Like, he just said that guy must be a Democrat because he expected to get this for free, which I don't believe that's every Democrat. I just believe, like, if he was a Democrat and he was doing this shit, like, he thought it was for free. But I don't think, like, a political thing has anything to do with him stealing. So that's just a disclaimer. Like, I'm not saying that all Democrats are like this. And I'm not even saying he is a Democrat, because I don't know for sure. I wasn't there, like, witnessing the situation, so I don't know. Maybe he was a Democrat. I don't know. But, like, it was just weird. Like, that statement was just weird. Like, I don't agree with that part of what my dad said. But, like, he was still nice to this guy, though. He still blessed him and everything. So, let's get back on track, because this video has been going all over the place. And please don't be mad at my dad. Like, I don't think he meant to offend all Democrats or whatever. He just was just talking about this certain person and calling him a Democrat. But anyway, so the fourth day we were packing up. We were already out by like the time we were supposed to be out, like even before the time we were supposed to be out. So we load up all of our stuff. I put Randy in the car because he might have run off again trying to go see those people at that wedding. So yeah, he literally like ran out the gate and he saw me go into the car. So I put him in the car, and then Roxy came down and she wanted in the car, so I put her in the car. The thing is, we have to watch Roxy because one time she did run away from us, and my Aunt Shannon, had to go and catch her or whatever. And so this last day, we went on the beach one last time, and they collected shells and stuff and sea glass, which if you don't know what sea glass is, it's really hard to explain. It's basically like glass that has been in the ocean for a while, and it like starts to soften the edges and stuff, and it's not sharp, it won't cut you or anything. Something like that. I found like 2 pieces of sea glass because Jeff's wife Margaret was looking for it. So yeah, and so we were, on the beach the last day. We just kind of stayed there for a little bit. I fed some seagulls, which, another short little story time. I was throwing this bread up in the air, and these stupid seagulls were not looking at me. They weren't coming towards me or anything. Excuse me, but as soon as I get in the car, all these seagulls come out of nowhere. And they start like, making those noises that they make and stuff. Oh, and I forgot to mention, the third day we also fed some of the seagulls, and there was like this different colored pigeon. It was like a brownish color. So we were feeding the seagulls and the birds on the ferry when we were there. But anyway, let's get back to the fourth day. I'm sorry, guys. I keep remembering stuff. But on the fourth day, we literally, literally fed the seagulls and we left, and we were going home, obviously. But like we had to stop a few times, like because people had to go to the bathroom, or they wanted to get something to drink or eat or something. So yeah, that's pretty much all we did. And then we got home and we were so happy. And when we got home, like we all went our separate ways. Like Margaret and Jeff went this way, and then we went another way, and we waved goodbye to them, and now we're back from our vacation, and it's been a long and crazy time. And like I said, I hope I didn't offend anybody with that comment about like Democrats wanting everything for free. That's because who doesn't want stuff for free? But I'm just saying, like, my dad said that to this one specific guy. He didn't say it about all Democrats or anything. So I hope you guys aren't offended by that, because I'm not trying to offend anyone. I just thought that was a funny comment, in my personal opinion. And I'm not really like into the political stuff. You guys know I don't ever really talk about political stuff. I'm more of a neutral person. I just don't care for our candidates really right now. I care about people, obviously, but I'm more of a neutral person. I wish like there was like a thing where you could just like put in neutral and not have to vote for whoever, you know what I mean? But anyway, that's all for today's video, guys. I'm glad I finally got to talk about my trip. It was a fun trip. My birthday was that Thursday we went, which was September the 12th. So we actually went to Crystal Beach on my birthday, which was so much fun. I wasn't expecting any gifts, but I did get a gift from my mom, and I got money from other people and like another gift, and I was so happy. Like, this right here was one of my gifts. It's literally called Kill the Beast, a tale of everyone's favorite guy. Basically, it's about Gaston, if you didn't know. And I also got this new book, too. I didn't know R.L. Stine had wrote this book, but it's called Shark Night. I think it's really cool. So, let me guys know what you thought of this video. I'm sorry, I'm really tired. I've been talking for a long time, so I'm gonna go. Bye, guys.